gonna wait for a couple of people to pop on, and I am going to fix my lighting a little bit because it's a little too bright for me. Fix this. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, I think this is. Okay, that's a little bit better. So once you guys join in, let me know where you're tuning in from, and hopefully this works. I'm really not good at doing live videos. Hi, Michelle. How are you? It feels like this is so close. Hi, Reggie. Hi, all is well. Thank you guys for joining me. Hi. Can you guys hear me okay? I had actually closed my window because they're doing construction next door and it's like super loud. So I closed the window. So hopefully you can hear me fine. And hi, Kitty. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad the weather is good there. Hi, Beverly. Oklahoma. Wow. That's awesome. It's always so wonderful to see how far everyone is away. Like, that's the best thing about technology, especially like the internet, is that we can be a world away, literally, and you feel so close. I love that. I love that feeling. I really do. So I'm just gonna start talking because, hi, Misha. Hi. I'm just gonna start talking because you guys know I try not to go over. Hi, Giselle. I try not to go over my time. Oh, thank you, Lynette. I appreciate that so much. I try not to go over my time, but I always do when I think that when I think that I'm not. When I always say I'm going to be quick, I'm never quick. I always get long-winded, or someone will ask a question and I'll just keep talking. So I apologize already. This video, I'm hoping that it won't be too long, but I'm just going to try to get out everything that I have to offer so it can help, those people who actually need it. Now, the first, and I try not to always talk about the same things, but I have a different audience, and some people come in, during the front end, some people come at the back end, some people never know what I'm talking about because I talk so much, and I tend to be long-winded, so I'm going to try to break it up and make it make sense for those people that are just here for that information so they can get it and go on to where they need to go get the kids, go to work, cook, or whatever. And this is I don't want to say it's a sensitive topic, but it's a topic that we meaning me and my house talk about a lot, and that is income, money. What are you gonna do? How do you survive? All of that stuff. And to give you guys a little history on me, in case you're not subscribed to my channel, Because a lot of people, for some reason, they don't just subscribe. They just watch and don't subscribe, and it's fine. It's okay. You don't have to. Um, but if you did, then maybe you would understand a little bit about me and my history and where I come from. And, a lot of people have misconceptions about moving and living outside of the US. They have this notion that you must be in a struggle war um, with money or relationships, which is why you're trying to escape. And that is the furthest from the truth. At least for me, I can just say that it's the furthest from the truth. Again, I did not leave the US because I hated it. I left because I truly no longer fit in. And the way things were, it just didn't match the energy that I had. As I said before, so many people are chasing money. When I log on Facebook and Instagram, there's always someone trying to sell you something to get rich. Well, if you take my course, I'll guarantee this amount of money. Or if you do this, you'll get this amount of money. So we're always chasing the dream of having enough money to live the life that we want. But wonder if I told you that you can live the life you really want with just enough. And I know that that's not what we're taught. We're not taught that. That's not what we see. We see all of the expensive things that we believe add value to us. And the reality is they don't. Okay? And those things include our occupations. And we like to label ourselves and make ourselves more, I won't say than what we are, but our occupations for the most part. They are not who you are. A doctor, okay, you are a doctor, but I mean, are you something else other than a doctor? If I can't have a conversation with you if you're a doctor, like I want people to understand what they do when they put themselves into this bottle of what I am according to this country, and see why that's a problem. So when it comes time for you to do something different and it's not normal, then you're completely ostracized because of the choices that you make. So it's uncomfortable. It's a little unsettling, at least for me, now that I'm not in it anymore. But a lot of times we are trapped into our miserable lives because we're chasing something that truly, I won't say that it's not possible, because everything's possible. But can you really have enough money? Probably not, because as soon as you make, think about when you're in college. Let me think about when I was in college. I would think that, I know when I first graduated, I thought making $40,000 a year was amazing. I was like, you can't tell me nothing. I got $18 an hour. I got, my checks hit direct deposit. I'm good. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was young. I had a Mercedes at like 23, 24. I had a home. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. So I understand that mentality when you're young and you don't know more, because there was no one else around me to show me that there was something else than money, to show me that success was not just about what you could buy and the home you could live in or the car you could drive, that it was truly about who you were and who you are as a person, as a human. But I didn't learn that until I got older. Okay? I didn't learn that until I got older. So, my responsibility now in my life is to teach my daughter and my son. Those are my responsibilities, as a mother, to continue that type of parenting, because I didn't get that, because my mother didn't have that. She didn't have that vision that was bigger than her. She was one who did what she was told and did what she thought was right. And she did the best that she could do when she was doing it. And I just know for me that that's not it. So, a lot of questions are asked to me, personal questions, super intrusive questions. But the number one question is, well, what do I do about work? I can't leave the US because I'm so concerned about how I'm going to support myself, how I'm going to take care of the bills, how I'm going to do this and that and this and that. And if I leave this, what am I going to have to fall back on? And I thought about that initially as well. And in my mind, last year when I was here, I made the plans. I was like, okay, I have Brown Girls Travel. I have my company, my cleaning company that I just launched. I'm gonna be good. So I can step away from this career that I've built for so many years and step into what my new purpose is. That was my thinking. So, needless to say, once all of those opportunities crashed because the travel industry went to hell fast, and my cleaning company with COVID, it went to hell. And I had to lay off all of those people. I was devastated. I was sad. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew that I could not go through with what was already in my heart, even if I tried to convince myself that I could do something different. So I was like, okay, what's plan B? What do I do for money to take care of myself with no job here? What do I do? So I turned to the computer and I started to literally research jobs, jobs. And it became overwhelming. It really became overwhelming because you're like, wait, do I really walk away from all of this money that I'm making to not know what it is I'm going to have, and the money that I'm going to need? And well, what about emergencies? What about health insurance? What about, so all of these things pile into your mind and you just are unsure. And the worst thing you can do when you're unsure about something is go to someone who does not see the vision like you do, because they will they will have you second guessing who you are, your purpose, your thoughts, everything. And I made that mistake, initially, by parting my lips to say that I was going to make this type of move, and I had no backup plan, to other people, like, how do you do that? Like, why are you leaving everything? What are you doing? So, you know, they came at me with all types of stuff. And again, I wasn't really rattled because I knew what I wanted and I wasn't depending on them for their agreement. I guess I wanted support. Let me just be honest. I wanted my friends to be like, "Oh my God, Michi, that's amazing. How can I help you? I want to go," but I didn't get any of that. I got quite the opposite. People thought that I was going through a midlife crisis. People didn't understand why I would want to move to Mexico. You had all of these people telling me how Mexicans hate black people, and there's just, it was so much. So I learned to keep my mouth closed and to research on my own outside of anybody else. Because let me tell you something. Nobody will like to fact check. No one likes to, no one, how can I say this without being really rude sounding? But when someone else doesn't have anything to lose, they have all the facts. Okay? When they don't make no moves in their personal lives, they have all the facts. Okay? So they think. They have all the facts. They know everything. How do you know about Mexico, baby, when you don't even leave your porch? You don't even leave your home. You don't go anywhere. How do you know? How do you know? I'm confused. Like, I don't understand. So what I started to do was just smile at them when they try to come at me with, don't you know this? I just, that's it. And I go on with my life. Because if you're waiting for people to validate you, and that's exactly what it was that I was doing, I wanted support. I really wanted support. But when I realized, like, they don't even understand, like, why are you trying to rationalize your life with people who do not care about you? Why? So I stopped. And when I stopped that, I started living my life, a better life, because I'm not waiting for someone to give me a high five and saying good job. I'm not. Because I learned that that doesn't come. It doesn't come. So let me get back to jobs, because again, I don't want to go off topic too much, and I'm really bad at doing that. So people ask, well, how can I leave the US? What am I going to do for money? What am I going to do about jobs? Look for jobs. Look for jobs. I literally post about jobs and opportunities about living abroad all the time. And guess what? It's crickets. It's crickets. Okay? Crickets. And that's the thing, unfortunately, about humans and people, especially black people. Sometimes we're very lazy. And we want other people to do the work for you. You want people to do the work for you. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I can only do what I can do for me. And in my experience, I can share that with you, and you can take bits and pieces of what I have and use it for your advantage. But no, I can't go job hunting for you. I can't sign the applications for you. There are opportunities there. The best thing about life in the last year and a half is COVID. And I know that sounds very effed up, but COVID has given so many people a way out. There's remote positions. There's schools that are remote. Everything has become remote now. So there's no real reason why you can't get out now. There's so many teaching positions. I think on my Brown Girls Travel Facebook page, and even in my group, I list hundreds of jobs that you can work remotely. And honey, listen, the best part about living abroad is you're making US dollars and you're spending pesos, honey. You spending pesos. So if I earn $50 in US a day, that's 1,000 pesos. That's a lot of money, a lot of Mexican money. That can do a lot for me. So think about that. $50 a day. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. $50 a day is 1,000 pesos. Okay? 1,000 pesos is a lot of money. If I made $50 a day and I worked 5 days a week, that's 5,000 pesos a week, right? Now, that sounds like chump change to most people. It sounds like chump change to me, especially when you're coming from a career where you're making $100,000 plus. You $50, that's like, I'd spend $50 on a sandwich, like literally a pair of socks, eyelashes, a tube of lipstick. That's how fast money goes in the States. Okay, that's how fast money goes. But here, I live, and let me just go ahead and be really, really honest with you. Living expenses where I was in LA, I was spending between $5,000 and $8,000 monthly to live my life. And I lived humbly, honey, like nothing over the top. Humbly. Okay? Humbly. Check. Humbly. Michi. Humble. Mama had bills. Mama had kids. Mama has a life. Mama got debt. Mama had a whole lot of stuff that I had to really put in check and put in order. And the thing is, when you're struggling and you've let me say this right. when you're born into the struggle, it's not a struggle. It's just how life is. So you learn behavior from the people who show you how to make it, and you learn struggle and you learn sacrifice, and and it never leaves you. No matter how much money you make, you remember the struggle, you remember the sacrifice. So one day I sat on my bed and I said, I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, and I don't see it. Because we all know, you get your check, right? And it's like, oh, Michi, you've made $8,000 this pay period, but then your check is only $2. Well, where the money go? On paper it say I make this, but that's not what I have. And not to mention your time, because I had a full-time career, and then I had a business over here, and then I had a business over here. So I'm raking in all the money, but I'm spending it all at the same time too. And I mean, yes, I have a rainy day savings, but that shit turned to puddles. It turned to puddles. Okay? Like, it turned to puddles because it was never enough. It was never enough. So fast forward, me thinking, okay, how can I do this? What can I do to have income and me actually do what I like to do? And I did. Like, I am very passionate about women. I'm very passionate about mental health. I'm very passionate about relationships and how detrimental they can be to women, and how heartbreaking it is, because we put so much on it. And when you're in a bad relationship, it's very hard to be a good mom. It's very hard to be a good employee. It's hard to be a good boss when your emotions is being destroyed on a daily basis. It's very, very difficult. So, there was so much healing that I had to do to get to where I am. And, when people talk about, well, I just need to know, I need to know how to do the job thing. I need to know. Well, I give you guys resources, not you, all of you, but I list resources, and I swear it's crickets. No one uses them. They want the get rich quick schemes. No. But baby, listen, if you truly want something better and you want a better life and you want the life you really, really want, then believe in you and trust in yourself that you can do it. If I'm earning $50 a day and I'm living like a queen, but when I was earning $1,000 a day, I was living like a chump. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And that's really the truth. Most people that live abroad aren't struggling unless they were struggling before. Most are not struggling. Most are living very well on next to nothing. Okay? And if I can do well on $50 a day here, technically, not saying that is what it is, but technically, just I'm using that figure because it's easy. If I could live on $50 a day, US, and that $50 is 1,000 pesos, and I earned $50 every day for 5 days, that's 5,000 pesos. If you live in a different part of, or a different state than where I am now, that 20,000 pesos that you're making will take you far. It'll take you far. I mean, some places I think rent is like 3 or 4,000 pesos. I mean, and you have, in those places, some of them come with housekeepers, and they come with all of these bonuses that aren't really realistic for most of us who make really good salaries in the States. Well, let me just speak for me. I mean, if I had someone help me, but it was so expensive, and even my own cleaning company was very expensive. Like, it was expensive, to have a chef. I had a chef cook special occasions, but I couldn't afford her on a regular basis. Like, I would cook myself. Like, it cost too much. um just the things that are normal for me here, that are a part of my daily life, are an absolute luxury amenity in the States. And here I am on $50 a day. But in the States, I was making $1,000 a day. It didn't make sense. Financially, you can work anywhere. Okay? Anywhere. You can work anywhere. I don't have a work visa to work in Mexico. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with earning money online, making dollars, spending pesos. That's the key. Make dollars, spend pesos. And this is true wherever you live. If you decide that you wanted to move to one of the African countries, our money goes a long way, especially like in South Africa, the rand. Oh my God, you can get so much for your money, but that wasn't for me. I didn't fit in there either. I did not belong. There's something about the African countries that I think are so beautiful, but we're not I'm not African enough to fit in there. And when I want to hug and be like, "Oh my God, I'm home," they're like, "No, no, no." So it's like, where do I fit in at? Because I don't fit in the U.S. because I don't like how things are there. I'm just not like that. I don't fit in the some of the African countries because I'm American, and here I am, trying to find my place when I travel. And this is honest. When I travel all around, I'm always looking for that place that feels like home. Like I said, I thought it would be Thailand. I thought it would be Panama, all of these other places. And it just wasn't. But Mexico was. So why everyone was talking so much mess to me, the black people, "Oh, you stupid. Mexicans hate niggas." uh all of this stuff, okay? The white people calling me names. Take all the rest of the niggers with you. Mexicans said, "Welcome home." They said, "Welcome home." They welcomed me with open arms. Literally. I mean, that's a fact. You can go through some of the comments on the CNN article, or one of the articles that was, published about me, and you can see how hateful people were. And 90% of them were black people. So it's always interesting to me when it's always interesting to me when um black people tell me things, and I'm like, I try to help my people all the time. And we be dragging our own people. I mean, what did I do to you? What did I do? Why are y'all so mad at me? Like, what did I do? I'm literally trying to show you something different that you refuse to see, and that's okay. You don't have to see it. But why do you have to be so mean? Why do you have to be so mean? When I'm literally just trying to show you that America isn't everything that you thought it would be or could be for you. There's so much more in life, that isn't surrounded by money. But there's so many people chasing the bag, and trying to get all of everybody's dollars, that they're missing out on life. Somebody tell me the last time their purse gave them an experience, or the shoes they wore gave them an experience other than sore fucking feet. You tell me the time where that thing you bought gave you something other than you feeling like you're better than someone else because they can't afford it. That's the only reason why we wear brands, other than we say we like them, that they have a designer's name on them. And we are like, well, you wish you could afford this. You wish you could ride like this. You wish you could live like this. That's all most people do it for. And well, let me just say myself. And I did not know that I was doing it consciously. It wasn't until I stepped back that I saw that. Michi, why why are you a why are you when it was time to move and I was looking at all of these things that I had, like, why do I have all these purses and shoes and just bullshit? Like, why do I have this? Why? And then you don't want to part with it, because not because you love it so much, but because you spend so much money on it. You're like, dang, this purse cost me X, Y, and Z. I was so crazy. Here, you know what let me show you what I wear. Let me show you. My little dress, $3-4. $3-4. No designer. No designer, no nothing. $3, $4. That's what I wear. $3, $4. My shoes, I wear Fit Flops because, and I get them when they're on sale. Well, I bought a bunch of those because here, the cobblestone streets, they're undefeated, and I'm trying to stay above. I'm not trying to fall and break my neck. So I don't wear like the cutest shoes. I don't have, I'm so simple that it's crazy. I am so simple. And imagine if you could just live a good life and focus on being happy and healthy and whole instead of chasing the bag. Get a job. You can work remote anywhere now. Take that remote job, start it up, collect your kids, collect the things that are the most important to you. And if you truly want to move, make that move. Raise your children in the south sides of France. If you want to go to Thailand, take your kids to Thailand and raise them there. There's something about when you educate your children in a different country and they travel, they're just a different kid. They know things that other people would never know. You could sit down and have a conversation with a child about their foods and their favorite places and their favorite things and their favorite activities. And the other child wouldn't even understand, or even adults wouldn't understand what they're talking about, because they have culture. It's not about just passport stamps. It's about cultural experience. I am that girl that I don't just stay in a hotel room because I'm on vacation. I'm out talking to the people. I remember when I was in Switzerland, I met this lady and we just started talking. We just started talking. And I ended up going to her house and we ate dinner and it was amazing. But so many of us refuse to do anything that we don't know about, and we don't want to educate ourselves, or we want to I don't, it's just so much. It's just so much. It's so much. It's so much. And like I tell you guys all the time, it's not luck. Oh, Michi, you're so lucky. I wish I could do that. You can. You can. This is the same thing I used to tell people when I would travel all the time, and they would ask me, well, what you do? I never told anybody the type of work I did or where I worked, because it was no one's business. So you explain to them, you can travel and you can use payment plans, you can do this, that, you can do whatever you want to do. But it's always easier for people to complain about what they can't do, or or what they can't do, what you shouldn't be doing either. And when you tell somebody they can, they will argue you down and tell you why they can't. It was one lady I was talking to, I want to say like maybe 4 months ago. And I said, you can do this. You can move. You can move here. I can help you find I can give you my real estate agent, the guy who is amazing. He is awesome. And I can, put you in contact with this. And this woman, after she pled her case to me, and I was like, oh my God, let me help. I gave her all of the resources and she argued me down why she couldn't do it. Well, then why are you wasting my time? And I think that's another reason why too, that I've been very guarded with my time, because people will waste it and not appreciate it. You can give them resources. I give people resources and I give it to them for free. They don't want it and they don't appreciate it. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna start charging people. Because then when you pay for it, you're invested. You're invested because you want it. And then you pay for it and you feel like, okay, yes. But if someone's giving it to you free, you turn your nose up to it. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna start charging people. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm literally giving my time, my energy, my love, my compassion, everything into everything that I do. And people just don't care. They don't appreciate it. So if you truly want to do something different, then do it. Your experience may be different from mine or from hers, but it'll be unique to yours. When I made this journey, I fought tooth and nail. I fought tooth and nail for my residency, and I completely cried my eyes out when I got it. Like, I felt so good. I was like, oh my God, like after 7 months, I'm finally legal. Like, that was an amazing feeling, and I make videos and I write these long posts trying to give everybody all the information. But the thing is, people don't read it. They don't care. My videos are too long. I talk too much. They don't have time for that. They want you to tell them how to live their lives in 3 seconds. And I don't know how. I don't know how to do that. And you tell somebody, okay, if you want to work remotely, go here. And I did this. I literally posted this on my Facebook page yesterday. I was going through some of my sites that I usually check, and people tell me how they want to, they tell me how they want to live here. And I talk about working for the US government in a different country. There's consulates all over the world. There's embassies all over the world. You can work for the US government, get paid in US dollars, and live well. You make $50,000 living in Belize because you work for the consulate. I mean, come on, you can do it. You can do it. But people don't want to do that. They don't want it because it's not easy. Like, there's the resources. Well, how you taking care of yourself? Well, I'm figuring it out. And I'm going to do what speaks to me and my heart and and makes me happy. That's where I am in it. So in my mind, as long as I make $50 a day, I'm good. And that's nothing for so many people. They're like, bitch, $50. They're too good. But I will tell you right now, I am living better on $50 and my $50 mentality than I was when I was making $1,000 a day. I'm happier. I'm healthy. I'm whole. I'm healed. I don't worry about anything. My kids are all right. I'm happy. And to me, that feeling is priceless. That is a priceless feeling. You couldn't give me $1 million a day to go back to the US. And not because I hate it, but because my life is here. My joy is here. My family is here. My heart is here. And I think I just read something saying you can't help everyone. That That has always been my biggest problem, because I literally try to give and please everyone, and I would let myself down because I wasn't happy. And I think many women do that. We give to our children, we give to our husbands, we give to our spouses, we give to our moms, our dads, our grannies, our cousins, our aunties, and we don't give shit to us. We don't give anything to ourselves. And I'm not talking about getting your nails done, because that's not giving you anything but a bill in 2 weeks. Okay, let's talk about it. Women, we don't do anything for ourselves, and we deserve to be happy. But our happiness isn't locked up into dollars. That doesn't validate us. It's genuine joy on the inside that you want. Genuine friendship and compassion and love. I was sitting here talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, you know what? It's so crazy that you know, your idea of a good time is so different when you are in a different environment, you know. And I, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I think that's a little bit too much, but I'll take this little $50 life over anything. You know, you on your private jets, that's amazing. You are in your mansions, that's incredible. I'll take my little space here, and I'll take my street tacos, and you know, the local people, and I'm happy. But that's for me. I'm not saying that this is for everyone. I'm not saying that's what you should do. But let me tell you, money doesn't guarantee you happiness. It doesn't guarantee you joy. It doesn't guarantee you peace. You need it for survival, but it's not everything. And I learned that my way in my time. And when I finally looked up and I looked around me, I was like, there's gotta be something better than this. Something bigger than the occupation, something bigger than how many zeros are in your bank account, something bigger than your credit score. But who are you? Like, what kind of person are you? What do you have to add to life? How are you making an impact? And for me, impact is far more powerful than anything. And for most people, it's money. Money makes their impact. And not for me. You know, I think I have the most fun when I don't have a whole bunch of money. You get creative. You know, you get creative. And think about when you go on dates when you were younger and you didn't have a bunch of money. You would split a burger and laugh and have a good time. But when you start to earn so much money, it takes so much more to make you happy, to please you. You know, I used to only stay in luxury hotels and luxury stays, and it was very, very I don't know, you know, you have a certain class about you, you know, and I get that. But once you start traveling, everyone has different scales on what they believe is luxury and what they believe is good. And I had to learn so much about how the world works outside of the US. And it added value to my life. Those experiences added value to my life. Those experiences, me traveling all around the world, sometimes with not a lot of money, you know, that added value to my life. You know, it taught me so much. And it made me understand that I could live anywhere I want to and not be worried about money. I mean, imagine it. Imagine if you could live the life of your dreams and not worry about anything. Because that's what I used to think white people did. I was like, wow, it must be so awesome to just go to piano lessons and, just like go to school and not have to worry about, the future. Like, just, wow, that must be amazing. Just go in the store and just buy what you want. You don't have to put shit back at the end of the, before you ring it all up. You put all that shit in the basket and you be like, ooh, put that back. How much is that? Okay, put that back. Nah, no. I mean, and truth be told, I would be like, okay, do I really need these paper towels? Do I really need these paper towels? Because I'm just throwing them away. And that's how I promise you, that's how my mentality is. Even when I moved here, I was like, I must have an ocean view. If I'm living by the water, I will not go to Mexico and not have an ocean view. Until they told me the price, I was like, oh, it's okay. That ocean view disappear at night. I don't need it. I'm okay. I'm good. Nah, I'm all right. And I swear to God, he was like, yeah, if you live here, a little box for $1,000,000, that's okay. The ocean view disappear at night. That's okay. I'm good. And I promised to God. The guy was like, you are hilarious. And I was just like, for real. Like, it literally disappears. What am I paying for? What am I paying for? No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So and also traveling, you start to want to be with like-minded people. And me living here full time, I didn't want to be around only Americans or only Canadians or be immersed in an expat community, because for me that's not immersion at all. You're just kind of squatting in someone else's land and you're like, those people out there. No, I want to live with the people because I love the people. I love those people. Those people are me. So it's all been eye-opening and interesting, and it's beautiful to share my journey with other women. And I want every woman to win. Every woman to win. I want you to choose you first. Because as moms, we sacrifice so much for our kids, and 9 out of 10 times we know our kids is ungrateful. And I will be the first to say it. My kids were super ungrateful. It was like I couldn't give them enough. I work 16, 17, 18 hours a day, come home, cook, clean, make sure that they had this, that. You think they care? Nope. I can't even get one to wash a dish. And all I would do was be hollering while I'm doing the dishes. Y'all motherfuckers don't do nothing around here. Y'all see me go to work. That was me. And I was tired. I was tired. Moms, we do a lot. We give so much. And we eat shit on the most days. Most days we eat shit. You are running a business, you're running a household, you're running everything around you, and you don't even get 10 minutes of just you time to process. So that's why a lot of the things that I do for women here, I do it from the from an understanding part of me, from the love that I have inside of me. You know, when the girls come to my events, half of them don't pay. I don't charge them. I just want them to come and get a break. And the only thing I ask them to do is not say anything. That's it. Like I just don't want you to tell anybody. Just come enjoy and know that you deserve it. Know that somebody sees your greatness. Know that someone thinks that you're important, not just because of what you can give them or what you can do for them, but because you are. You know, moms, when we have kids, the father never thinks about work. His life goes on. Us, we literally change everything, our entire world, for our children, for our spouses. And we never ever are considered. So this was for me. This was my time. This was my time. So, how a person can walk away from a lucrative career, an opportunity, to something very small to other people, it's very small. But for me, it's the biggest thing in my life. Because I'm truly free of worry about anything. You know, I made a post not long ago about the U.S. and credit, and how the U.S. is one of the few countries that operate truly in debt, and they pass that message down to their people. You know, in other countries, cash is king, not a credit score. But a credit score is a way to keep us from thriving. But no one wants to hear me. They think that I'm just crazy. You know, it's like you can have a life that you truly want, but you said that you rather stay and fight because your ancestors built the states. Okay, stay and fight. I did my part. I gave back in ways that I could, and now it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go and move on. And I hope that I inspire other people to look outside of their own front door, and that a good life really does exist. And it's not about material things, it's about you being the best you that you can be, the best person, the best human that you can be. There's like, I have no friends here that I feel like are frenemies. Isn't that something? I have nobody that's sitting here like jealous of me, hating me, but at my house. But in the States, I had that a lot. You know, people would want to be my friend because they wanted something from me. They wanted me to do their hair, they wanted me to do their makeup, they wanted my clothes, they wanted something from me. And here, no one wants anything from me. Nothing like that. Like nothing but just my love and friendship. Imagine just giving love and friendship in the States. Is that really possible? No, not really. Because everybody wants something. They either want to drain you of your money or drain you of your sanity. One or the other. Because you got that one friend that is in this toxic ass relationship. She won't leave him alone. And then she wants to come to you and you don't know what to do because you in your own toxic relationship and your kids is on your nerves and your job is on your nerves and you're tired because you don't sleep at night. And you're not eating good because you in somebody's drive-through all damn day. I mean, but let's really talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is real. This is real things that we just don't discuss. We sit there and we judge everyone else, but when we truly look at ourselves, because listen, I take full responsibility for the effed up things that I do and have done and did and probably may do again. But I bet you one thing that I won't ever do again, and that is not put me first. I will never do that again. Never. I will always think about me and how it makes me feel. Women, we self-sacrifice for everybody, and they kick you right in your ass as soon as they have an opportunity. You can love them, you can care about them, but if you don't take care of you and put your needs first, you will be miserable for the rest of your life. And I talk about this. Like, I not long ago, I was laying in the bed and I realized that my mom, that poor woman, died unhappy. Yeah, she loved God, God loved her, but she was unhappy. She lived her life for everyone else except herself. She never gave herself permission to live. Never gave herself permission to use those beautiful china plates. Never gave herself permission to use those expensive bath towels, or sit on the furniture, or eat out of the good pots, or drink the good wine. I literally got goosebumps. Like, this is real. This is real. This is real. This is real. So many of us die empty and unhappy because we have fulfilled everyone else's dreams and not our own. We've been that amazing wife, that amazing partner, that incredible daughter, that fantastic cousin. And we failed ourselves. I mean, these are the conversations that need to be had. We want so much and we don't want to give or be honest or fix us. Like I said in one of my videos, that if you're miserable inside, no matter where the fuck you move to, you gonna still be miserable. No other country will take the misery out of your miserable ass if you don't want to be better. And that's just the truth. I didn't realize how messed up I was until I stepped out of it. It's almost like you don't really realize how fat you are until you lose weight and realize how big you was. Like, dang, I was a big old something, huh? How come nobody told me? You don't realize how bad something was until you step away from it. And I feel like every woman, and men too, because men suffer. They suffer a great deal as well. They suffer, and I don't want to neglect them, but this is really about the women. and what we just don't do. You know, we don't do it, and we don't even talk about it. I mean, when's the last time you asked your parents if they were happy? Not just smiling, because I used to smile in front of the camera. That's why I stopped doing YouTube, because I couldn't lie anymore. I was lying. I couldn't lie anymore. I couldn't face myself. I had to fix myself, and it took years. Because guess what? A man will use your entire life to get his together. You know that, right? They will use everything about you, all your goodness up, to get their lives together and leave you just on the side of the road with the kids. You know, men don't really have a lot to sacrifice. They're not worried about maternity leave and how they're going to get paid and all of that. But they don't care. Not all of them, but many of them. Women do it all. Women do so much. And I sit there and I look and I'm like, God, I wish she knew how amazing she truly is. A woman can bleed every month and never die. That's how strong we are. We can give birth to a human and keep going. Like this is just incredible. And then yet and still we are not even allowed to make decisions and choices for us that will make us happy, because we're so consumed with making everyone else happy. That person that chooses her own happiness over everyone else around her, they automatically, like for me, it was like, what? Michi leaving her kids? What kind of mama is that? That's better her than me. I couldn't leave mine. Listen, like I talk about in every video, my daughter appreciates me a lot more now because I'm not there. I'm not there to just, you can't just go on my purse and get $20. You can't just talk to me all kind of crazy anymore because I'm not there. My son can't be disrespectful to me and hurt me and cause me to cry. Nope. I'm fully protected. Fully protected. Self-protected. Because I realize that I deserve to be happy too. Because your kids, please know that your kids are going to do whatever they're going to do. You can give them everything. And I know this from me working in law enforcement. I would see parents giving everything that they had to their children. Their children go fuck up, kill somebody. Mom, dad, and they're blaming themselves, what they do wrong. I would tell them, and this is every parent that I met. You did the best that you could do. This isn't on you. This is them. This is their decision. This is their choices. Now, we've had some cases where parents were just fucked up, but it's rare. Because most times parents really do try. You really do try. You want your kids to be great. And you give all you can to them. Only for them to kick you in your ass. And you sacrifice everything. They don't care. It's never good enough. How many of our children have iPhones? $1,000 phones. $300 and $400 sneakers and good wearing clothes and hairstyles and wigs and nails and haircuts and beautiful backpacks that they don't even use for school because the motherfucker's dumb as rocks. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest. I know I'm not the only one with fucked up kids. And my kids were fucked up. I'm very, very honest about it. I am very, very honest about the woes of parenting and how it takes a toll on you as a mother, because you start to really question yourself like, damn, I'm over here working my ass off, making sure that I am the best role model you have, and this is what you do. This, you can't even go to class. Your teacher's calling me. Why they calling me? But then I learned something at work, because we had a young girl who killed her sister. And I learned a big lesson from that. She was with us for maybe 5 years before she went on to prison, because she was young at the time. And it just taught me a lot about teaching your children responsibility. And again, as moms and dads, we shield our children from their own responsibility. We like to blame everyone else but them. We like to blame the teachers. We like to blame the other little badass kid down the street. We want to blame, that person or that person. And instead of actually letting that child know that your decisions are yours. And the things that you do affect you. You want to fuck up? This is going to be your consequence. And I told my son that. My son came home smelling like weed. And I was like, do you not know the job that I have? Do you not? Oh, you just don't care. Like, you come home from college and it's what you going to do. Okay, bye. That was the best thing that I've ever did in my life. People were judging me left and right. Ooh, you heard Michi put her son out. He was just smoking a little weed. That's it. Just smoking a little weed. He's just smoking a little weed. Okay. But if I don't teach him responsibility, who will? The streets? The police? If I don't teach him responsibility, who will? Your choices and your decisions affect you solely. I may be sad about it, but they affect you. They affect you. I tell Lauren the same thing. You choose not to do what you're supposed to do. Guess what, my love? Your decisions belong to you. And that's it. I gave you everything that I had. I tried to set you up, but you didn't want it. So now you're going to work for it. And because of that, my son is self-sufficient. Because of me forcing them, both of them, to be responsible for their own behavior, and that shit is not on me anymore, they're a little bit more attentive to the things that they do. And I want women to do the same thing. Instead of blaming your husband or blaming the job and blaming the kids, we need to assume that responsibility for us. Because our jobs, let me tell you, don't give a fuck if you die. They will have someone else in there replacing you. You have a business, as soon as you die, that business is gone. Okay? So you done risked it all for what? For what? You're not even happy. And the best thing that I could tell you right now, in all honesty, is if God took me right now, if he was like, Michi, okay, baby, time up, I would die the happiest woman in the world. I would die the happiest woman in the world. Imagine that. Imagine saying that. Not because I am validated because of a marriage, not because I am a mother, not because I went to college, not because I had a career, not because of any of that, but because I'm happy and fulfilled inside. I never thought I would ever say that. I would be scared to death because it was like I always got something to do. No, like I feel so whole and so happy and so complete and so secure with me that there's this there's this love and joy and amazingness that truly surrounds me, and my own completion, my own happiness. Sometimes it feels unreal, but it is real. I chose me for the first time in my life. I chose me, my happiness, my joy, my way of life. And I feel so rich. I feel so rich. So, moms, yes, you, mom, pray for that boy. Pray for that girl. Pray for your husband. Pray for your wife. And then take that time and get yourself together and pray for you. Pray for you. Heal you. Lift you up. Do something that you truly want to do. Because if you wait for someone else to meet your needs, it may not even happen because you don't even express your needs. Because your needs are way deeper than a manicure, way deeper than a pedicure, or getting your hair done. I wish that more women understood how powerful they are, how amazing they are. I mean, we take the blame for so much. But now I'm taking the blame for my own happiness, my own peace, my own joy. Me. I take the blame. I let people judge me. I don't care. That doesn't matter. I know my truth and I speak my truth truthfully. Because what are you how can you hurt me? How can you hurt me? You can't. It's it's my truth. It's my facts. You can't. You can't hurt me with my own facts, my own truth. And I don't even, sometimes people leave snotty comments and I just say thank you for your comment and keep on going. But I truly want you guys to choose you. Your kids is going to be okay. That man, he'll be all right. That woman, he'll be okay. Your mother, she'll survive. Your cousin, she'll get over it. Choose you. Do what makes you happy. Live where you want. Read. Do the research yourself. Don't depend on someone else to hand feed you. This life is yours too. I'm not some special girl that, God just shined a light on. No, I'm the girl that didn't give up. I'm the girl that was always told no, but never heard it. I'm that girl. So I have been talking for, oh my God, 75 minutes. This I don't even know if I even covered every. I know I didn't, because I went off topic all the way to the. I went that way. I just literally danced across the screen and went left. Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna actually write them down and answer them. Do you have any questions? If you do, type them here, and I'm gonna answer them before I log off. Oh, thank you so much, Giselle. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I know I talk a lot and I'm super long-winded. Usually on Facebook, when I do lives, I delete them because I usually end up crying and I'm just a mess. But I've been trying to do better, you know, by not being super emotional. But I'm just in a place right now where I just wear my emotions here, and it feels good to just be alive and happy, like just being. The list of items we cannot bring to Mexico. That's actually on my Facebook page. Where else? Oh God, where'd they go? Oh, the comments. Oh God, I was seeing them and then they went away. How do I book a tele or video session with you? You for what is it? What is it for? You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. I know it was very personal. I'm sorry. It was very, very personal. I shouldn't have said what I was saying, but they're my kids, so I talk about them because they're a part of my life, and it's my truth. And I'm sure there's many, many women that share the same ideas as me, but people are shaming them into believing that kids are only great. They're fucked up. They're not just great, they're fucked up, okay? So I'm sorry that's the truth, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. I mean, not every kid, just because you gave birth to them, is amazing or incredible. No. They have issues. And sometimes their issues become ours, or we give them our issues, and then they snowball into something bigger. And that was something that I did. So I take full responsibility for a lot of that. So, I know that my way of life and my way of telling my truth is not always pleasant, but I do feel that it's valid, because so many of us are alone in our thoughts, are alone in how we feel. And we don't really have friendships that are healthy enough to have those types of conversations without judgment and without shame. If you went over to your girlfriend and said, damn, my kid got on my motherfucking nerves, is she gonna judge you and say you're a bad mom? If you said that you wanted to get in your car and drive away and just leave everybody behind, are you a bad mom? And people, they try to project that onto me. Oh, you're such a bad mom. You left your kids. No, I'm the most powerful person they will ever see, because their mom chose peace and happiness over money, things, and bullshit. Mom showed them, you're going to have to straighten the F up. You're going to have to fix you, baby, because mom won't be here always. But like I told my daughter when I left, she was like, Mom, I just miss you so much. I said, baby, I run all through your veins. My blood is inside of you. So when you're missing me, wrap your arms around you, because your fingers are mine and my blood is yours. I'll never be away from you. I'll always be with you. And that's how I feel. It's how I truly, truly feel. My mom is with me. When I look in the mirror and I look at my face, I see my mother. And you know what she's telling me? I wish I could have done that too. I wish I could have done that too. That's what she's telling me. Yeah. That's what she's telling me. And and she's telling me she's proud of me. Yeah. Because as my generation, we, despite everything, we wanted our parents to be proud of us. We wanted them to approve. And we didn't have to be bribed. We just did it. You know, so through the death of my mom, she gave me life. And she taught me so much about everything. And I'm grateful for that lesson. I let no days pass without being grateful and thankful. You know, the start of the year, I said, I'm not saving anything. I use everything. I'm wearing every wig I got. I'm using all my makeup. I'm wearing all my clothes. I am going to live life every day. Oh, God. Let me go back to questions. I said I wasn't going to cry. I'm making a mess. Oh, gosh. What's a good city to live in? That is all. I mean, I live in the state of Jalisco, Mexico. The major city here is Guadalajara. And I think I was talking about this before, when I went to Guadalajara and went through all the little Mexican towns, which were absolutely beautiful. You could see the pictures on my Facebook page. It was just amazing, just gorgeous. Telepaque, which is one of my favorite. It was so vibrant and gorgeous. I loved it. I would totally live there. However, I need to be by water. I need to be by a beach. So that's why I chose here. It's a lot less expensive to live in Guadalajara as well. It's a major city. It reminds me of a Mexican New York, if that makes any sense. It reminds me of a Mexican New York. So it's very hard for me to tell someone else what they would enjoy or would like because our tastes are different. Me, I'm so humble now. I don't need all the fanciness, to give me value or to make me feel any kind of way. I'm okay with the local people, and a lot of people aren't. Um, you just have a way about you, and that's fine. But me, I still like nice things, but it's just not. It's I'm very simple now. Like, I don't. I'm just simple. I'm very simple. So it just depends on what you like to do. Me, I'm a busybody. I want to be in a place where if I want to get up and I want to ride a horse or I want to go scuba diving, I'll be able to do it. Um, I don't care about anything like that. Like, I literally live in a traditional Mexican neighborhood. Like, there's roosters and stray dogs that are friendly as hell. My dog is so damn bougie. He's an American privileged dog, so he barks at all of them, and they like, "Hey, homie, like, what's up?" He's a shady dog. He's shady. So it's really, really hard to say where you should live or how much money you should spend because we all have different ways of life. And it's always so interesting when people ask me, well, do you go in search of other black people? No. What do I look like? Excuse me, you're black. Let's be friends. No, I don't want to be friends with you just because you're black. I want to be friends with you because I think you're an amazing human, not because you're black. So I just, people have these, or you move to a whole different country thinking that you're going to have a community with black people, and you gotta, and unfortunately it's not like that. Most of them don't even acknowledge you. I saw this one lady yesterday and she was older, and I was like, had my mask on and my eyes was getting all bucked because I saw her. I was like, oh, black person. I was like, hola. She was like, I was like, okay, guess I'll keep walking. But I no longer get all sad about that either because, everybody's going through something. I don't judge them. How is the schools where you are for teens? Honestly, I would not raise kids here. In Vallarta, no. I would not raise kids here. It's just not family friendly in my opinion. Like, it's just not for kids. Like, I feel that same way about Vegas. I don't know why people take children to Vegas. Like, that's just not fun for a kid. Like, that's not this for adults. That's not for kids. But that is my opinion. There's many families here. There's many people who raise their families here and they're fine. But for me, I think I would rather raise my kids in Merida, not in Vallarta. Um Thank you so much. I hate when I cry. I look a hot mess. And I hate crying on camera. I always try to delete those videos because people are so cruel. Most of my husband's family lives there. How do I move there without being judged by my own family? Bold and beautiful naturally. Listen to me, honey. Family can be your biggest hindrance in life. Family. Family. You would think that family would support something that is positive and rewarding, but they don't because they don't know it. So they project their institutionalized feelings onto you. And then you unknowingly accept them. And by you not going, you validate their role in your life. And it will be very hard to get away from that. So it's not about how you tell them. It's not about that. It's about what you decide to do with your life. If you are allowing them to control this aspect, then you must allow them to control your marriage, how you raise your children, what type of work you do, what you have for dinner, how much you weigh. Family is interesting. The dynamic is interesting. We are so loyal to family, but sometimes family isn't loyal to us. You need support. They should support you, even if they don't always understand. Be willing to listen, but we don't. We jump to conclusions without knowing anything. Oh, girl, you better not take your ass there with that man. He gonna kick you. Well, how we gonna get there? We ain't got no passport. We ain't got none of that. Not saying that your family is country or ignorant. I'm just, speaking from experience from my own. But that's the type of projection that they sometimes give when they don't know better. And they come from a loving place, but they can't control your life unless you allow them to. So you don't have to figure out how you're going to break it to them. Just let them know this is what you're doing. I'm going to go and move to Mexico. They're going to talk you out of it because they don't understand it. And family judges you the hardest, unfortunately. You're so right about everyone's kids having wings. I finally moved to Tijuana to get my feet wet. Might move further south in the future. Thanks for sharing your experiences. Thanks, Paul. It's interesting because I think in my last live I was talking about me living in different places, for a little while. And that to me is freedom. That is a real freedom. Like, oh my God, I want to go to Thailand for 2 months. I want to go to Bali and live there for 3 months. I want to go to, I don't know, somewhere and stay for a while and live good. Now, see, Asian living that's good living there because our money goes so far. So think about if $50 here can take me and give me the big bucks. $50 Thai baht. I took $1,000 to Thailand. I thought you couldn't tell me I wasn't a millionaire. You couldn't tell me nothing. Okay? You could not tell me anything. So go where you want, live where you want, spend the money, live your life, but live your life. Don't settle for whatever life gives you. You are in control. You are in control. You create your life. I used to think that I'm just, it's just, I don't know. It's what God just given me. No, I'm not going to even blame that on God. That was me making poor decisions and choices. And this was my consequence. Not, this is what God gave me. No. Okay. So, no. So let's, moving forward from today, I want my women to literally choose you. Well, Deborah, I would recommend you checking out Playa, because Playa, you can really live really beautifully there, and that's the Caribbean side of Mexico. It's beautiful. Our beaches here on the Pacific side, they're not the best. They're not the greatest. But again, I'm not here for the beach. I am here for the beach, but I'm here for the people. The people are just, I just love them, you know. And I like this particular part because I am surrounded by the bay. I'm protected by hurricane and from hurricanes. There's mountains, there's oceans, there's rivers, there's everything here, and it's so beautiful to me. Like, I like looking out my window and seeing the mountains, and then walking 10 minutes up the street and I'm at the beach. You know, sure, it's not the Caribbean side, but it's still a beach and I'm still happy. So you have to go where you're happy and not move to a place because you feel like it's cheap, because cheap doesn't always mean good. And I'm just being honest. You ever move to a neighborhood because it was cheap, and you really you find out immediately why it was cheap. You're like, oh shit. Mm-mm. So I want you to go because you truly enjoy it, not because it's cheap. um I think, how safe is it for a woman to live here alone? I think that that is going to be how comfortable you are living wherever you are living. Because if you come with fear, that fear can be fed by the way you think about it. If you feel like, oh my God, something's going to happen to me, then most of the time it happens. You know, and this is the power of thoughts. I'll tell you, when my mother passed away, it was my biggest fear that the pastor wouldn't show up and I would have to do her eulogy. And I wasn't ready for that. Well, what happened? The pastor didn't show up and I had to do the eulogy. Literally. Didn't I mean, because I was thinking it in my head and I began to project that thought, and that's exactly what happened. So now all of my thoughts are positives. I only think the best. And people get mad at me because they're like, that ain't reality. Well, I'm glad that your reality is yours and mine is mine, because my head is in the fucking clouds and I live on cloud nine. And everything good happens for me. Everything good. Everything good happens for me. I will figure it out. Things will work out. And that's how I feel. So don't even think of that. Think of, wow, I'm a single woman. I want to know what town is going to be the best fit for me. That's a different way of thinking about it. What's going to be the best town for me? Which town's going to match my energy? Because I can tell you that just because society says it's safe doesn't mean that it's safe. And I'm just telling you this, just being honest. You know, for me, I don't ever feel unsafe no matter where I go, because I'll be all right. And I know how to fight. You think you can try it, but I will whoop your ass and not think twice and still have my eyebrows on and hair together. So I promise you, I don't worry about. That's the least I worry about. And I'm not out in the streets, messing with anybody either. Let me see. I think there was another comment. It's Merida, right? Where you would raise children at? Yes. What did you do on your last awesome day? Awesome day? I don't know what you mean by my last awesome day. Sorry. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so late. You may have answered this, but have you spent time in Mexico City, and would you personally recommend it? You're welcome. I think that each city and state is unique and has something to offer every person. Just like the United States, there's areas that I particularly love, and then there's people that don't really care for those areas at all. You go to a place and you see if it fits your personality, if you like it, and then you move there. But it's very, very difficult to say that you would enjoy it based on how I am, because I think that I'm extreme in a lot of things sometimes. I'm like I'm not a sore thumb, but I'm like one of those people that you can spot from across the room, because I come in and I got on like a lime green shirt and a big bow in my hair and orange pants and stuff like that. So to a lot of places I never fit in, but I never look for their approval to let me in. I just come anyways. And that's literally how I am. Wait. Ah, no. Okay. Where, I don't even know where that comment went. Okay, let me stop touching this because I don't know where the comments went now. I don't know. Sorry. Sorry. Somebody else ask a question so I can see if it's working, because they just went away. So sorry. Um, and then I'll wrap it up because I've been talking for a long time and I'm so sorry. Um, did I leave out anything? I probably did. I've been talking left and right. Would you recommend Airbnbs or local rentals for shorter stays? I've been working from home for 4 years now, teaching English online. How's the internet where you are? Okay, internet where I am is okay. It could be better, but it's okay. Um, do I recommend Airbnbs or hotels? Um, and see, I've used Airbnb literally twice, because the first time I was discriminated against, and then when the lady found out that I was black, she refused to let me in. So I didn't use Airbnb for a long time. Um, and the way I was traveling, anyways, I liked hotels. But if you're doing like, you're just trying to find where you fit in, I definitely recommend Airbnbs over hotels, because you get a more authentic home experience. Um, and it's more affordable as well. So I would definitely recommend Airbnbs. Here, I don't know of any in particular from like a place that I would use, because I don't use them. Um, I only stayed in hotels when I came. Um, and when I came before, I came looking for my house that I have now. I found it and love it. And it's like a little cute little Mexican house. It has so much character and personality. And that's what I'm looking for. A lot of expats go and they want what the United States has in a different country, and that just doesn't work. Um, I'm going to actually upload this behind the scenes video that I took last weekend when the ladies were here, of the villa that I rented. It was absolutely gorgeous, and they offer hotel. It's not a hotel, but it's a hotel, but it's inside of the villa. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's called the Greenhouse, and they rent different parts of the space, but I rented the entire thing to host my event last weekend, and it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Um, Absolutely. It's very diverse. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Which, do you know where you're going to move to? Because summer in Mexico is really humid depending on what state you're in. You know what, Deborah, since you're a teacher, um, let me, I literally just posted this yesterday, and they have these amazing opportunities to live abroad if you are a teacher. I and it's from the Fulbright program. Oh, I have it here. Um, they also have, oh my God, it's so many resources. But I'm going to share this with you, Deborah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do this. Okay, so you guys know how I was talking to you guys about the jobs, right? So this is Mexico City. For those of you who wanted to, let's say you want to live in Mexico City. So that's Mexico City. That is the amount of salary for per year that you would make. But you would actually be working for the United States government. Okay, but you are paid in pesos. That's Mexico City, and this is like now. Okay, this is now. But let me get back to you, Deborah, because I swear I had all of this up. Here we go. Okay, that's the student program, but they actually have one for instructors and professionals that want to live and work abroad. And sometimes they pay for your, wait, here we go. Is this it? And look at the deadline. So it's still time to apply. And you can read more information about what it offers. But when I tell you guys that there are opportunities here that we just are too ignorant to understand and read and know, because no one ever teaches us these things or exposes us to them. I'm trying my best, okay, to help everyone that wants to do something different. I'm trying, and I'm trying to share everything that I know that can offer you some assistance. But again, I can't do it all, and everyone's experience is different. But there's opportunities. If you're not really sure you want to live abroad, but you kind of want to work abroad and not worry about struggling, you can do it. There's so many programs and opportunities where you don't have to just leave everything behind like I did to do something better. You don't have to do that. There's other ways out. And education, teaching, working, studying, house sitting, cat sitting, dog sitting, being a nanny, doing so many things can be your way out. Even if you decide that you want to, venture back to the States, and that's where you want to be, then that's fine too. But you can have something else and be exposed to something else at the same time. So I think that was all the questions. I hope that this video was somewhat helpful. And I don't see any more. They're all gone again. But I hope that it was somewhat helpful. I know I talked a long time. I'm sorry. But maybe I'll do like a part 2 of the things that I did not cover and actually write down the information in the description box of my Facebook page. And let me give you two. When I first switched, is that the Fulbright or was it the embassy? Was it the jobs? Okay, so let me give it back to you guys. Let me see. Here you go. Fulbright is the name of the program. Okay, this is the website. And then I'm going to go to the consulate so you guys can see that as well. Oh, I didn't. I'll tell that next time, because that's a whole lot. But here we go. This is how you can find jobs. Also, USA jobs is pretty awesome as well. You can work in foreign countries and still get paid in United States dollars. Um, this one is erajobs.state.gov. And this was the job vacancy I was talking to you about earlier. This one's in Mexico City. And you can see everything that they ask you to do. And not every job requires a specialized degree or anything like that. Okay, so I mean, look at this. Like, I mean, look at the amount of money that they're paying. It's when you put it in US dollars, it doesn't sound like that much, but considering that most people can survive on, and not survive, but actually thrive on a little bit, you'll be living amazingly. So there's opportunities. You just have to look for them and find out what it's going to work for you. See, look, the US Embassy and consulates in Mexico, but you have so many consulates to choose from. Not just Mexico. I just chose Mexico because it's where I live. So I'm always looking to see how I can help someone else, because the reality is I am not doing this type of work anymore. I gave 20 years of my time to government and law enforcement and all of that. I don't want to do it. My power and my focus is on women and making us better. This is another really cool, it's for women, like women in business. Look at all of this information, you guys. Look at this. You see that? This is it's a lot. It's a lot. And I try my best to talk about it and help, but sometimes people just don't care. And I get it. You don't have to. But this was Belize. I was referring to Belize, but there's so many, and this is the website. There's so many opportunities. Okay? There's so many opportunities. I think it just really takes you having the desire to put forth the effort to do it. Do you have to be a citizen to obtain a job? You just have to be a U.S. citizen. They don't require language. They don't require any of that. Every job description has their own minimum requirements, but they do not make you do anything. And most of the time, they pay for your relocation expenses. So it's ways around this. There's ways. You just have to want to do them and put in the work. It just doesn't happen overnight. You have to put in the effort. You have to. You can work in any country if you are a U.S. citizen and you want to work for the U.S. government. And I'm certain that the same applies to other countries, but I'm not sure because I don't know. But I do know about the U.S. and the consulate and all of that stuff because I came from that type of work. So I am very, very, very familiar with it. And you can get paid very well and live very well and have most of your expenses even covered. Sometimes they will even pay for your housing, and your families can go too. It's a lot of opportunities. It's a lot. But for me personally, that's just not what I want to do with my time anymore. I want to own my time, and I want to do it doing the things that I love, even if I don't get paid for it. I love women. I I pour all of my heart and spirit and soul into them. I mentor, I counsel, I help women heal, I create events and safe spaces for us. That's what I'm doing now. That's where my passion is. That's where my heart is. And I'm helping people realize that they're pretty wonderful too. They're pretty great. They're pretty great. So again, um, I hope that that was helpful. Um, I'm sorry that it took me so long to talk. I'm very, very long-winded, and I, I, I don't want to say I'm sorry because I'm sorry that I held you so long, but you know, it was just so much. It was so much. Um, the best way to contact me is through email, depending on what it is you need. Some people try to contact me for really weird things, and I'll just be like, okay, this guy's strange, yeah. And although I meet up with strangers, I'm very, very cautious because people are strange these days, and they're really weird. So I have to be a little cautious on meeting up with strangers. Even though I'm a stranger and I like strangers, I have to be careful because people strange. um, but if you are interested in, doing one of my retreats, they tend to sell out in a day. They For the last 2 years I've been doing them, and they sell out within a day. I have my retreat is called Healing Within, and it was birthed literally out of my own pain and my own hurt. And I knew that I wasn't the only woman to feel like how I felt. And most of the time it's professionals like myself that feel or felt that, like, we had no one to talk to. We were just Everyone was happy with how we were doing things. We make the money, we look the part, but inside we're like fucking broke up, and we have so many issues that we don't even have time to work out. And those women I focus on because we do so much and we're so amazing, and no one ever tells us that. Yes, Healing Within, presented by Brown Girls Travel, is the Facebook page. I haven't updated it, but you can go to Brown Girls Travel and see some of the things that I've done. Um, yeah, and I don't really promote a lot. I don't, because I don't like to be sold to. So I usually will announce it, and people will go at their leisure, and I have you qualify because we're in each other's space, and if we're not similar, it's not going to work. And if you're not there for the right reasons, it's not going to work. So I screen every lady that I invite into my retreats. Every person gets screened. And I only choose a handful. I can't do a whole bunch of people, like 5, 6, maybe 7 at the most. But yeah, I give trips away for women for free, and it's not about whether you are hurting or you can't afford it. I don't go by that because everyone has a situation. Hell, you can be a married woman and be a single parent. Everyone wants to call themselves single parents. Hell, you married and you still single parent. Let's just be real, because you doing that shit by yourself. He may pick them up, but you still mom, dad, cousin, auntie, uncle, everybody. So I don't go by that. I don't go by money because everybody's a paycheck away from hurting. So I just go by energy and how I feel. And you don't have to cry your sob story. You don't have to do any of that. I just my heart just leads to a person, and I just say, okay, I want you to be my guest, and my only obligation is you don't tell anybody. You just come and enjoy and feel beautiful and feel loved and appreciated. And I hope that a new, a sisterhood is created. And so far so good. A lot of the ladies, they leave and they're friends and they talk, and it feels good. It feels good to actually have someone that's like a sister without judgment, and you can be yourself without judgment. You know, that's beautiful, and that's what I want. I want to have honest conversations for us, for women, because we matter. Our opinions matter. Our thoughts matter. Our happiness matters. Our joy matters. And yeah. So hopefully that was a little bit more insightful and helpful. And I guess I'll do another live. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Um, Maybe I'll do another live for part 2. Maybe more detailed, and a little bit more on topic, because I went off on kids and everything else. But that the reality is, when you're a Renaissance woman, you are most likely doing 5 things at one time. Just that's what we do. I remember when I was younger and I had just had my son, I was breastfeeding, cooking, reading, because I had to study for a test, studying, reading, cooking, and having the, I don't know if you guys remember, but they used to have Marcel irons, like the ones you put on the stove so they can heat up. I was doing like 5 different things literally at one time, and that's how we are. That's literally how we are. I remember driving my old Honda, and my baby was crying in the back, but I couldn't stop, so I was just like, hand on the steering wheel, hand back here, shaking the baby, and paying attention to where I'm going, soothing the baby, driving the car, driving for everybody. We do it all. Can I ask about burial and funeral expense in Mexico for a person relocating? That is so nice of you, Wayne. Actually, I have a donation button on Brown Girls Travel, and you could buy me a cup of coffee. It's on here on YouTube. People were nice, and I was so surprised. Like, people actually bought me margaritas and coffee, and I was like, oh my God, that is so kind. Burial and funeral. I have not health insurance. I do have health insurance here. It's VUMI, VUMI. I have a really good insurance, but I also don't have to use it, because everything that I need for now is walk-in. So I go to the doctor, and it's like 800 pesos, which is like $35 to go to the doctor. For the dentist, I go to the dentist next week. It's time for me to get my teeth cleaned, and it's 800 pesos for the dentist here, for that particular dentist. They speak English, so it's a little bit more expensive. Funeral and burial. I have Transamerica through my previous job, but I kept it on my own because I've had it for almost 20 years. And I made sure that I explained to them that I am living in Mexico permanently, and if that would affect my benefits. I also have a rider attached to that, so if I get something catastrophic, that I get to collect my money beforehand. So that was kind of nice. I know that there are some places that will offer it, to you, but it's really not that expensive. But yeah, I have life insurance through AAA, through Allstate. I think I have like $1 million in life insurance, because I wanted to make sure that my house was paid off and stuff like that. But I sold it. I sold my house, and I took a big hit on my house, but it's okay. Um, it's okay. I'll be all right. Um, what else? I was gonna say something else. Oh, you were talking about funeral. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me tell you. So, I bought plots in Los Angeles. So, once that time comes for me to, transition, I wanted to be next to my mom. So I think I bought the whole damn thing because when she passed away, you know, I never planned a funeral. I never expected to do any of this. Like it was just all of this was new to me. So I went out and I was able to pick where I wanted her to be buried, and it was beautiful. So I just went where my spirit led me, and it was like this little valley, and it was quiet and beautiful, and the birds were chirping, and it was just like gorgeous. So I was like, okay, I want to buy this whole area, and I did. I bought the whole thing, but I realize now that I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated, and I want my ashes to just go in the wind. I don't want my kids to have to bury me. I don't want them to see. I don't want you to dress me up and put a wig on me and I'm dead. I just want you to just spread my ashes. I think funerals are morbid and they give me nightmares. I think it's scary, and I don't think children or anybody should be subjected to that. And that's just my own emotional feelings about that. It really makes me feel like bad. And I don't know why, because when I was young, being raised, we used to go to funerals and take pictures, and it was something to, that's what we did. And it was crazy and morbid. And I don't know why that I have it. I don't know why my family did that, but I think it was a thing. So I made a vow to myself that I don't want my children to bury me, that I will be cremated, and I have a will in place. I made sure I talked to my kids about it, but they didn't want to hear it. Mama, don't talk like that. But you still have to know. It's information you need to know. But I still have plots, and it's like, well, you know, not whoever want them, but I'm not going to use them. So I'm not even concerned about it. I know what I want. Don't dress me up and slap a wig on me and lipstick and be like, that's my mom. Nope. No, I don't want none of that. Remember me how I was. Remember me because I made you laugh, or we hung out and we did silly things and we ate and we drank and we just lived life. That's what I want. Don't remember sadness and all of that stuff. I don't want that. I want positivity, positivity and love. Remember me in love, not in a box. So that's how I solve that problem. You don't have to worry about shipping my body anywhere. Just bury me in my home country of Mexico and let me be in the wind with the birds. Let me be with my mom, with God. And I'm happy, because I really am happy. And I'm so thankful for this moment to be here speaking my truth, my way, out of my mouth, through my eyes. So, thank you for being here with me. Buenas tardes.